Hello and welcome to Cindershadow Gaming. I am your host Cindershadow, and today we're talking everything to do with Sony, Microsoft, and Cyberpunk 2077. So, as I've recorded earlier, I've done videos already on Cyberpunk 2077, and I was running into a few issues myself, trying to get OBS to cooperate with me correctly with it, and I'm hoping here that I've probably got it solved. There was a few minor bugs and tweaks that I had to do to the system, so I'm hoping going forward I can record and maybe live stream some Cyberpunk in the near future without so much of the glitchiness that I've been dealing with OBS and the game. But since last weekend when we were trying to do this and with the failed live streams that I was having, there's been a drastic turn for the game, the developers, and some of the consoles that do use the game, and a lot of very angry and pissed off people. First off, we've got, I guess, let's go back to the consoles first. We've got the launch of the PS5 and the Xbox, the new S Series or Series X Xbox, whatever you want to call the console of what it is. First off, we've got some of the Xboxes actually setting themselves on fire. That was kind of crazy in itself. It's not unheard of for new consoles to have problems like this, but that seems a little bit crazy. The Sony PS5 lacking once again in titles right now. I think we've got Spider-Man and now maybe Cyberpunk and a couple others. But now Sony turned around and removed Cyberpunk from the store. Mainly, I think it's because Cyberpunk turned around and gave full refunds for anyone that was dissatisfied with their experience with the game. Now, there's been a lot going on with Cyberpunk 2077. I've seen lots and many pictures of people playing it on the PS4, being able to play it on the PS4, but with graphics that look worse than Final Fantasy VII on still on the development table floor. That game, I gotta say, on PC looks absolutely amazing, and I think the best way to play it right now will be on the PC. You can kind of get around some of the bugs and stuff like that with the streamers that I have seen, and if you watch Vera Dark, she did a playthrough of it on her live streams, and the biggest thing I saw was maybe a floating cactus or people walking through doors and stuff like that. Very minor bugs and things that do come down in a game that's been pushed out when they were trying to delay the game over and over again, and it sounds like the developers and the executives said, we need to make money on this, we need to get it out to the market, and thus such. And unfortunately, when you release a game that has all these bugs and it doesn't have that fine-tooth or fine-comb polish on it, you do get bugs, and it seems that they didn't do a proper testing of the newest consoles, and it is completely broken on some users, thus them putting out the refunds. It's really a shame at this point to see the game that's been so hyped up for, I believe it's 7 years now, just to come out and really fall flat on its face because of the game bugs and glitches and everything like that. And there's one other game that really comes to mind when it was launched, and that was No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was such a disaster at launch that it was one of those games where you sat there, is this redeemable? How are they going to fix this? And now, No Man's Sky, thanks to Warp Games, or the one store that does help out the channel now and again and pretty much sponsors this channel. They're the ones that give out the Friday Night Magic codes and everything like that when we do play Arena. Thanks to them, they were able to get me No Man's Sky, and I was able to play quite a bit of it before my hand decided to act up to the point where I have a hard time with the one finger right now, and I'm waiting. It's under a month away to try and get this fixed, as long as it doesn't get canceled because of the world event right now. But No Man's Sky is now an amazing game. It's one of those games that, like I said, was really bad at launch, and now it is absolutely a gorgeous and amazing game. It is a sandbox style game where the galaxy is your home. You go planet to planet, you collect resources, and you do everything possible to survive in some of the worst climates that you could imagine. You meet species, you learn languages and stuff like that. It's an absolutely amazing game, and it's unfortunate that they did have the buggy launch, but those that stuck around were able to get the best value out of the game. They created all these DLCs, and they fixed the game to a point that it just is amazing to play. It's a gorgeous game, and and this still gives me hope that Cyberpunk 2077 and CD Projekt Red can push forward and actually make a game out of this buggy mess that unfortunately has been launched to the masses. And it seems there was even some underhandedness going on with it, where they put out the game and they were showing these screenshots and the trailers look absolutely amazing, and then you get to the PS4 and it looks like a stick figure or a poorly drawn pastel image on the screen that is stuff of nightmares when it comes to gaming and everything like that. Anyway, there isn't much more to be said here. Sony removed it from the store, and part of it was that Sony didn't want to do refunds. Cyberpunk 77 went around that, and I believe because there would have been some sort of contract between CD Projekt Red and Sony didn't, and CD Projekt Red pretty much would have forced their hand in creating a game that had to be removed from the PlayStation Store because of the refund policies that Sony does like to entail for new games and everything like that. So it's really unfortunate to see it come down off the store. It's understandable why it's coming off the store. But I do hope in the future that maybe it can return after a nice, well-polished game that should be there at launch. It's really a shame that they didn't delay this. Probably, I would say at least 3 to 6 months is how long this game should have been delayed longer to work out these bugs. And hopefully they do return to the graces of gamers like myself and others, where they can promote this game in such a way that does bring it back and actually creates a well-needed and well-thought-out experience for everyone that plays it. From everything I saw with the gameplay and the storyline, the game does still feel like a really well worth picked up game to play. I do intend to play it as much as I can possibly. I've got some time off here for Christmas, so that's part of my plans, is to get some Cyberpunk action in and roll out some more videos on that. And if you do like that type of stuff, please do hit the subscribe button today, and I will catch you guys next time. Have a great day.